Throughout high school, it was mostly lecture learning when I did social study classes, which is what I use Scholar for, is a political science class. So normally it was teacher would read out of the book or talk to us about their notes. We'd write it down.
Right.
With Scholar, you had much more freedom to be on your own time, do it when you felt comfortable doing the work, and learn at your own speed, which I liked.
Right.
Because I'm a faster learner than other kids, so using Scholar, I could get my work done a lot faster, which I liked.
In Scholar, using Scholar, it becomes less about the material and the tests and more about the skills, like skills to discussing things with people, making your point of view. So there are a lot of kids who come into the class and with very little knowledge of modern political stuff and social stuff in our country and in the world. And in the course of 1 or 2 months, have gone from being unable to articulate their views, and their views weren't even coerced and everything. In terms of openness and just the way the class works, it's being able to sort of say what you want, being able to write about what you want. I mean, it's a lot of times people will have in class discussions. When you have a class discussion in person, it's sometimes people monopolize the conversation. Sometimes people are afraid to say what they want because they don't want to get attacked. You know what I mean? But on Scholar, there's trade-offs. For one, on the internet, I feel like using the internet people don't have as good people skills, but at the same time, in an educational environment, people are not as afraid to say stuff. And also, they're willing to put more time and effort and back it up with facts. Okay, all I gotta do is open a new tab, pull up a new window, and I have 10 news articles right there to back up what I'm saying. I mean, it brings a whole new experience to the classroom.
We used Scholar today to have a debate regarding an election in Mexico in 2012, and with 4 political parties represented, and there were voters that were commenting on our articles and asking us questions regarding their policies, and we, as representatives, were able to read their comments and comment back to them and link to articles or other information we found to help kind of answer their questions and we kind of further a discussion in a really organized way.
I think it's made my work better.
Yeah.
I think because you have the ability to communicate with other people in the class for homework purposes.
Right.
With the comments part,
Right.
I felt that my strengths actually showed better because of Scholar.
We did literally class debates with everybody in the same room, but on Scholar. And other classes, it's just to prepare you for the test. You don't learn anything. It's just to do the test well. And I really like being able to, for contemporary and political science, work with Mr. Dunn and be in his class and just say, okay, this is not about the test. We're not going to really have tests in here. The test is going to be how well you write this paper. I mean, how well you make your points, how much you've learned.
I think what Scholar has been really exciting is that Scholars help push me more and more out of my didactic mode when I'm teaching and give students more opportunity to actively make knowledge themselves, more opportunity to collaborate with one another, more opportunity to interact with one another and develop those interactions so that they can grow.
Most of my schooling has been too restricted, and Scholar is the first time I've ever had it. If you want to blossom, you can blossom. If you want to, stay in your little comfort zone, you can stay in your comfort zone.
Right.
With Scholar, everyone gets a way to, feel comfortable saying what they want to say, which there's a lot of value in that.
Right.
One time we talked about campaign funding, and I put my argument up on how I think it should be. Someone responded, and then I had the opportunity to respond back and explain my argument further and explain why their argument was why I disagree with it. Which in a normal homework assignment, you're with yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have the ability to bounce the ideas off anyone else and really have time to think about your point of view and challenge it. So I like that you were challenged by other people actively in your homework assignments rather than just a self. Something that maybe school doesn't necessarily get. They don't get everyone, the one size fits all doesn't work for students. And so the multimodal, that allowed it to actually be a one size fit all where if you want more, you can have more. If you want the bare basics, you can have the bare basics.
There's no doubt that it has improved student engagement. And there's no doubt that from a didactic perspective, there's nothing worse than looking around and seeing a disengaged student. But what you see when you're using Scholar is they're much more engaged. And of course, one of the things that I think is really beneficial in Scholar is students who might take more time to formulate their thoughts for whatever reason have that time to formulate the thoughts. The students who want to be very deliberate about what they're going to say have the opportunity to really think through what they're doing. And the students gain a lot of confidence from the ability to go out and find outside sources while on Scholar that support their thinking.